Hello, students. In today's class, we are going to discuss about ray optics. We are going to start with the topic of ray optics. So, in this session, mainly, we are going to discuss about what they mean by ray optics and what are the terms is involved in that, like what they mean by real object and what they mean by real image and what they mean by virtual object and what they mean by virtual image and all those things. And finally, we are going to study about the laws of reflection, in a very detailed way. Okay, so let us go to the topic now. So, ray optics. Before going to ray optics, first of all, what do you mean by optics? First of all, what do you mean by optics? What do you mean by optics? Optics is nothing but that is a study of nature of a light. Optics means that is a study of nature of a light. Optics means that is a study of nature of light. Okay, na? Basically, this optics has been divided into two parts. This optics is basically it has been divided into how many parts, Nana? It has been divided into two parts. So one is nothing but one is a geometrical optics. So one is a geometrical optics. One is a geometrical optics, and other one is none but that is a wave optics. Other one is a wave optics. Okay. What is the other name for this geometrical optics? Means the other name for the geometrical optics is none but the other ray optics. Other name for geometrical optics is a ray optics. Whereas, what is the other name for this wave optics? Means it is a physical optics. It is a physical optics. It is a physical optics. Okay. So, till now, what we have discussed what do you mean by optics. What do you mean by optics here? Optics is the branch of physics where you are going to study about the nature of a light, where you are going to study about the nature of a light. And basically, optics has been classified into how many times? Optics has been classified into two types. So one is none but one is a geometrical optics, and the other name for this geometrical optics is a ray optics. And whereas the other branch of optics is none but that is a wave optics. So what is the other name for this particular wave optics? Means that is a physical optics. So let us discuss about importance of geometrical optics as well as a wave optics. So what is happening in case of geometrical optics? Geometrical optics. So here we are going to discuss about the geometrical nature of a light. So here we are going to discuss about the geometrical nature of light. We are going to discuss about the geometrical nature of light. Geometrical nature of a okay. So a ray of light. Here we have to discuss a ray of light gives the a ray of light gives the direction of propagation of light. A ray of light gives the direction of propagation of light. Direction of propagation of light. Direction of propagation of light. Direction of a propagation of light. So, what is happening here? Whenever when a light ray, when a light ray, when a light ray strikes a surface, when a light ray is striking a surface, when a light ray strikes a surface, when a light ray strikes a surface, it divides, it divides into two medium. It divides into two medium. It divides into two medium. What are the two medium? Already you have discussed in your 10th class. One is a um, one is a rarer medium. One is a rarer medium. One is a rarer medium, and other one is a denser medium. One is a rarer medium, and other one is a denser medium. Rarer medium and other one is a denser medium. Okay, now. So here we have discussed. Suppose if at all if I am considering the so here it is an interface here now. Here it is an interface. Here it is an interface. So whenever if light rays are striking some particular surface, if light rays are striking some particular surface, okay, now it this interface divides into two mediums. So what happens now? One medium. So first one is called. This can be either like rarer or denser, and the second one it may be like denser or rarer. Basically, it divides into two medium. One is a rarer medium, and other one is a denser medium. One is a rarer medium, and other one is a denser medium. Okay, so here that is the introduction of geometrical optics. Geometrical optics, the geometrical nature. So here in this particular case, so we are discussing about the uh, geometrical nature of a light. So here we are discussing about geometrical nature of a light. Okay, so whenever if a light ray strikes a surface, this interface it divides into two medium. One is none but one is a rarer medium, and other one is a denser medium. Other one is a denser medium. This is all about geometrical optics. So, coming for wave optics or physical optics, wave optics or physical optics. So in ray optics, okay, in ray optics, what we have studied. So in ray optics, we are going to study about the geometrical nature of a light. But what is happening in case of a wave optics here now? In wave optics, we are going to discuss about the okay, na, the branch of physics where we are going to discuss about the wave nature of a light, where we are going to discuss about the wave nature of a light. So that branch of physics is called that is a wave optics. The branch of physics, the branch of physics where 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 wave nature, the branch of physics where wave nature of light, wave nature of light can be studied, wave nature of light can be studied can be studied, is called wave optics, is called wave optics, is called wave optics. Okay, now. So in this particular wave optics, so generally, so we are going to discuss about the different properties of a light like interference. So here we are going to discuss about interference, and next one is the diffraction, interference, diffraction, and next one is a polarization mainly. So we are going to discuss about all these particular things. One is that, but one is the interference, and other one is a diffraction, and other one is a rarefaction. That is what we are going to discuss in wave optics here. But right now, firstly, so we are going to discuss about geometrical optics. Okay, now types of objects as well as the types of images. Types of objects. Types of objects. So basically, we are having two types of an objects. Basically, we are having two types of an objects. What are those? One is a real object. One is a real object, and other one is a virtual object. Real object, and other one is a virtual object. One is a real object, and other one is a virtual object. So let us discuss about all these things. Okay. So first one, real object. Real object. Okay, so this is the real object. So what you can able to observe. So in this case of a real object, in this case of a real object, I can write down a real object, a real object, a real object is a type of an object. A real object is a type of an object from where, from where, from where the light rays, from where the light rays actually come from. Light rays actually come from. Okay. So here in this example, you can see. So here it is a real. Here it is a real object. How can I say that? In this particular case, if you see that, so here it is an object, and all the light rays are coming from this particular object. If all the light rays are coming from this particular object, then that particular object is simply it will be nothing but that is a real object. That is a real object. That is a real object. Now coming for virtual object. So now coming for virtual object. Now coming for virtual object. Okay, now yeah, this is the virtual object. So what do you mean by virtual object? You can see the light rays are not coming from this particular object. Okay, now the light rays are not coming from this particular object. Where, but where you can able to see here, the light rays are for the light rays are coming from other side. The light rays are coming from other side, and they are appearing to form at one particular point. They are appearing to form at one particular point. You can see here the same diagram. Okay, now the light rays are coming like this. The light rays are coming like this. The light rays are coming like this. So here it is not but some optical instrument I am taking. I'm taking this as an optical instrument. Okay, but here there is an optical instrument at the where is an object at the back of this particular optical instrument. But here the light rays are appearing to form at one particular point. The light rays are appearing to form at one particular point. Okay, so this type of an object is called what? That is called a virtual object. That is called a virtual object. Okay, see the difference between a real object and a virtual object. Okay, suppose if at all, if I am taking, so here it is an object here, if actually the light rays are coming from this particular object, then that type of an object is called what? That is called the real object. That is called the real object. And whereas here in the second example, the light rays are actually coming from other object, other real object. But these light rays, they are striking this particular optical medium. Okay, na? So after their incident, the light rays are appearing to form at one particular point. The light rays are appearing to form at one particular point. So this object, it is not real. This object is not real. Means how can I tell that this object is a real object or virtual object? So here it is a virtual object. So here it is a virtual object. So till now, so we have discussed about what they mean by real object and virtual object. So now next one, so we are going to discuss about different type of an images like a real image and virtual image. So what do you mean by real image and what do you mean by virtual image? Yeah. Now real image, I'm taking the two cases. What is happening if it is a case of a plane mirror and if it is a case of an optical instrument. Okay. If I'm taking the case of a plane mirror, if I'm taking the case of a plane mirror, if I'm taking the case of a plane mirror, so what is happening in case of a plane mirror? Suppose, suppose here, if at all, if I'm taking, so here it is a plane mirror, it's a plane mirror, and here it is an object, and here it is an object. Okay, in case of a plane mirror, in case of a plane mirror, in case of a plane mirror, so we know that So here it is a what type of image, what type of an object is this? What type of an object is this? Suppose here I'm taking this a plane mirror. I'm taking this a plane mirror, and here these are the light rays. These are the light rays. Okay, and here the light rays are coming like this. So they will be undergoing a reflection part. They will be undergoing the reflection part. So here it is a reflected ray, and here there will be the another reflected ray. This will be one reflected ray, and here it is another reflected ray. Okay. So now here these are the incident rays, right? These are the incident rays. Now when you are trying to make them join at one particular point, okay, make them join at a particular point. So here it is done, but here an object is formed. Here it is what type of an object is that? Is it a real object or virtual object? You can see the light rays are coming from somewhere else. The light rays are coming from somewhere else and they are meeting at one particular point. They are meeting at one particular point. Already I told. So, what do you mean by real object and what do you mean by virtual object? Real object, in case of real object case, suppose if I take this a real object, so in this case of real object, the light rays have to come from that particular object. If the light rays are moving towards a particular object, if the light rays are forming at one particular point, and at that particular point, if you consider one particular object here, what type of an object is that? That is a virtual object. That is a virtual object. But you can see, my dear students, this virtual object is forming the real image or virtual image. The light rays are meeting at one particular point. The light rays are meeting at one particular point. So, what type of image is that? That is a real image. What type of image is that? That is a real image. So, I can tell in case of a plane mirror, 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 a virtual object a virtual object a virtual object always forms the a virtual object always forms the real image. A virtual object always forms the real image. A virtual object always forms the real image. In case of what? In case of a plane mirror. In case of a plane mirror. Okay, na? Okay. Now, already in case of a plane mirror, so we have discussed. Okay, so now same case, if we are discussing in case of an optical instrument like lens or whatever it might be, see, the only one thing I'm telling, in case of a mirror, if object and image are forming at the same side, that's the real image. That is sorry, uh, sorry. In case of the lenses, if object and image are forming at other side, at forming at an opposite sides, so that is a real image. That is a real image. So here you see, my dear students. So here I'm taking, suppose I'm taking a virtual object. I'm taking the what? Sorry. I'm taking, so here it is an optical instrument. Here it is an optical instrument, and here it is an object. The light rays are coming from the particular object. The light rays are coming from the particular object. Okay. The light rays are coming from the particular object and they are bending. Bending means that is a refraction. Refraction will be happening in case of an optical instrument like lenses. Okay. So here, what you can able to see here, this real object. What type of an object is this? It is a real object. It is a real object. A real object is forming what type of image is that? A real object is forming the real image. A real object is forming the real image. In case of what? In case of an optical instrument. So here I can write down in case of an optical instrument, in case of an optical instrument, in case of an optical instrument, in case of an optical instrument like lenses, you can consider in case of an optical instrument, a real object, a real object, a real object always forms the virtual image, always forms the virtual image. A real object always forms the, sorry, a real object always forms the real image, real image. Okay, simple only one thing, Nana, you can consider. Suppose if at all, if I'm taking this is a mirror, it's a mirror, plain mirror or whatever it might be. Here there is an object and image is formed on a same side. I'm taking the real image, Amma. I'm taking the real image. Okay. So here it is forming what? It is forming the real image. Okay. Object and image, they should be formed on a same side. They should be formed on a same side. In case of what? In case of a mirror. In case of a mirror. But whereas in case of a lenses, in case of a lenses, okay, or optical instruments, okay, object and image, they should be formed at a opposite side. They should be formed at a opposite side. If not, they are not forming at an opposite side here. Suppose you can consider this is an optical instrument, Amma. Object and image both are formed at the same side or opposite side. Both are formed at an opposite side. So here I can tell this is the real image. This is the real image. Okay, and if suppose if at all if I consider, so here it is an object here and here the image is formed. Object and image are formed on a same side. In case of an optical instrument, then that type of image is called what? That is called a virtual image. That is called a virtual image. That is called a virtual image. Okay, once again I'm telling, in case of a plane mirror, in case of a plane mirror, if object and image, they are formed on the same side. They are formed on the same side. Then that type of an image is called what? Then that type of an image is called, that is called what? That is called the real image. That is called the real image. Okay. Whereas in case of an optical instrument, I'm taking like lens or whatever it might be. Okay, so object and image, if they are forming at an opposite side, if they are forming at an opposite side, then then that type of image is called what? Then that type of image is called the real image. Then that type of image is called real image. Okay, don't get confused between these 2 points. Okay, plane mirror is here, object is here, and image is here. Object and image both are formed on the same side or opposite side. They are formed on the same side. So in case of a mirror, that is said to be, that image is said to be, what type of image is that? That's the real image. What type of image is that? That's the real image. Whereas in case of an optical instrument like a lens or whatever it might be, object is here, but image is formed here. Okay, na? Object and image both are formed on an same side. Both are formed on the same side. Okay, if object and image if both are forming on the same side, in case of a mirror, that is said to be real image. But in case of an optical instrument, if object and image are both are forming at the same side, that type of an image is not a real image. That is a virtual image. That is a virtual image. Okay, now I hope you can understand. Okay, take down this. What do you remember real object? What do you remember virtual object? And what do you remember real image? And again, in case of real image, so we have discussed about what is happening in case of a plane mirror. What is happening in case of a plane mirror, and what is happening in case of optical instrument like lenses, optical instrument like these optical instruments. It can be like they can be like a convex lens or they can be like a concave lens or whatever it might be. Some refracting medium. Okay, na image. Next one, virtual image. Virtual image means I can take an example. Okay, I'm taking an example of a plane mirror. I'm taking an example of a plane mirror. Okay. So here it is a plane mirror, and here I'm taking it is a real object. It is a real object. Okay. Now these are the light rays. These are the light rays. Okay, Nana. Now this light ray will be getting reflected like this. This light ray will be getting reflected like this. Okay. This light ray will be getting reflected like this. So these light rays, they are not meeting at one particular point. You can see these light rays, they are not meeting at one particular point, but you make them converge. So here, this is the point of intersection, and here you are getting the image. Dear students, you tell me, here it is a what type of an object, and here is a what type of an image is it. You can see very clearly the light rays are coming from an object. So here it is what type of an object is that? That's a real object. What type of an object is that? Real object. Already I told. Object is here. Light rays are actually coming from that particular object. What type of an object is that? The real object. But what type of image is that? Light rays are not exactly meeting at that particular point. Light rays are not exactly meeting at the particular point. We make them converge. We make them converge. So, it is what type of an image is that? That's a virtual image. Virtual image. I hope you can understand now. It's a real object, and here is the virtual image. Okay. And what is that I have taken? Did I take a plane mirror or did I take any some particular optical instrument? I have taken a plane mirror. So in case of a plane mirror, we can consider in case of a plane mirror, in case of a plane mirror, in case of a plane mirror, a real object, a real object. I hope you can understand now. Previously, here we have discussed about a virtual object. Okay, you can see here it's a virtual object. Actually, the light rays are coming from somewhere. They are meeting at one particular point. Here it is. What type of an image is that? What type of an object is that? Light rays are not coming from that particular object. The light rays are not coming from this particular object. Okay, now they are coming from somewhere and they are meeting at one particular point. So here it is a virtual object. Virtual object is forming what type of an image? Real image. Virtual object is forming what type of an image? Real image. But whereas here, real object is forming what? Virtual. Sorry, real object is forming a virtual image. Okay. So in case of a plane mirror, a real object always forms a real object always forms virtual image. Okay, na? Take down up to here. So once again, you go through from the start. So what we have discussed. So we have discussed what I mean by ray optics. Okay, what I mean by ray optics. Before going to ray optics, what I mean by optics. Optics is a branch of physics where you can able to deal with the study of nature of a light, where you can able to study the nature of a light. That branch of physics is said to be what? That is called optics. And how many types of an optics we are having? We are having two type of an object. We have two type of an optics. One is the geometrical optics, and other one is the wave optics. So in geometrical optics, so definitely we are going to discuss about the nature of a. We are going to discuss about the geometrical nature of a light. Okay, but whereas in case of wave optics, so we are going to discuss about the wave nature of a light. Okay, in wave optics. We are going to discuss about interference, polarization, and diffraction. That is, we are going to discuss about in that is, we are going to discuss about all these things in the next coming chapter. And the other name for the geometrical optics is ray optics, and the other name for wave optics is a physical optics. And later, so we have learned about types of an object, what they mean by real object and what they mean by virtual object and what they mean by real image and what they mean by virtual image. Okay, now take down up to here. Okay, coming for the next part. So we are going to discuss about reflection. Okay, reflection. So here we are going to discuss about what is the basic meaning of reflection, what is the basic meaning of reflection, and how many types of reflection we are having. Okay, so reflection, the the phenomena of the phenomena of bouncing back, bouncing back of light rays, the phenomena of bouncing back of light rays again to the same medium, again to the same medium, again to the same medium, again to the same medium is called reflection, is called reflection, is called reflection. Basically, we are having two types of reflection. Okay. Basically, we are having two types of reflection. What were those? The first one is none but that is a regular reflection, regular reflection, regular reflection, and other one is a irregular reflection, and other one is a irregular reflection. Okay. So let us see what is let us see pictorially. So how can regular reflection looks like, and how can irregular reflection? This is the main difference between a regular reflection and a irregular reflection. You can see here, in case of regular reflection, in case of regular reflection, 1 minute. Okay, you can see in case of regular reflection. So here this is the normal, and here it is the angle of incidence, and here it is the angle of reflection. Same thing is happening here now. Again, so here it is the normal, again here it is normal, again here it is angle of incidence, and again here it is angle of reflection. Every point, what we are getting here now, angle of incidence and angular reflection both are same. Angle of incidence and angular reflection both are same. We are going to learn about all these things very detailedly. Okay. But what is happening in case of irregular reflection? So here it is a normal, here it is a normal. Angle of incidence will be something, angular reflection will be something. Here you can see other last one here. Angle of incidence is only this much, but whereas angular reflection is only this much. So the main difference between a regular reflection and irregular reflection, in case of irregular reflection, angle of incidence is not equal to the angle of reflection. But what is happening in case of regular reflection means angle of incidence and angular reflection both are same. Both are same. The only difference is everything will be there. So here also normal will be there. Here also incident light rays will be there, and here also reflected part will be there here, and here also normal is there. But the thing is that the in case of regular reflection, always we have to remember angle of incidence will be equal to angular reflection, whereas in case of irregular reflection, angle of incidence is not equal to angle of reflection. Okay, na? Remember, always the first point we have to remember the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. Angle of incidence is equal to angular reflection, and the incident ray the incident ray, reflected ray, incident ray, reflected ray, and normal, incident ray, reflected ray, and normal, all the three, all the three lie in a same plane. All three lie in a same plane. Okay, now here you can consider this is the incident ray. Okay, now this is the incident ray, and here this is the reflected ray. Incident ray, reflected ray, and here it is a normal, and here it is a normal. Okay, so from here to here, the angle between the incident ray, the angle between the incident ray and reflected ray, this is called what? This is called the angle of incidence. And the angle between the reflected ray and normal, this is called what? This is called the angle of reflection. And the first point I told, angle of incidence and angle of reflection, both are same. Sometimes they will be asking, what is the angle between the incident ray and plane? The angle between incident ray and plane will be taken as how much? 90 minus of I. Why? Because from here to here, what is the total angle now? That's the 90 degrees. Already I angle is covered from here to here. What about this particular remaining angle now? That's the 90 minus of I. Similarly, what is the angle between the reflected ray and the plane? Reflected ray and the plane. So once again, you see this from here to here, what is the total angle now? Here to here, the total angle is 90 degrees, and this angle is R. This angle is R. This angle is R. So what about this angle now? This angle will be taken as a 90 minus of R. This angle will be taken as a 90 minus of R. Okay. Okay. So angle between angle between incident ray and plane, incident ray and plane, how much no? That is the 90 minus of I, 90 minus of I. Whereas a angle between reflected ray, reflected ray and plane is how much no? That's the 90 minus of R. That's the 90 minus of R. Okay, na? Take down up to here. So here it is a this is a diagram of what? This is a diagram of regular reflection. This is a diagram of regular reflection. Regular reflection.